Hey you, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So firstly, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you for showering so much support on my previous video, which was about how I am building my IT career. It received more than 2000 views in a span of a week, and I wasn't really expecting that. I wasn't really expecting so many people to resonate with my story, especially the hardships that I faced. That was really surprising for me, and that video also doubled my subscriber count in the last 1 week, which was completely unexpected. So thank you each and every one of you who has recently subscribed to my channel and also watched my videos. I am so grateful for you, and I'm so glad that you are resonating with my words, you are relating with my stories. It just means that I am doing something of value to you all, which is a really amazing feeling to have. So thank you so much, everyone. So for those who have recently subscribed to my channel, I would like to welcome you all first of all, and just to let you know a little bit about my channel. So it's basically about anything and everything. So in my channel, I post weekly videos every Saturday or Sunday, and I talk about my experiences, how my life is going, the things that I'm learning, whatever I'm learning in my career, or be it whatever I'm learning about relationships, or be it whatever I'm learning about fitness or self-improvement or self-awareness. I am sharing all of that as I am learning, in the hopes that if you're someone who needs advice on something or who needs direction on something, I'm here with you. Okay, so moving on to today's video. One of you beautiful people asked me to do a video on how to be more productive and how to avoid procrastination. And thank you so much for suggesting me this. I really needed this suggestion because I thought that this is a great topic to talk about. And so today's video is going to be about how to increase your productivity and how to avoid this feeling of procrastination. Also, to let you all know, when I was in my early 20s, I was also someone who used to procrastinate a lot, and I was not productive at all. The person that I am now, I wasn't the same person back then when I was in my early 20s. In my early 20s, I was a very go with the flow kind of person and just winging it all the time and not being serious about life and, job and stuff like that. And so in this video, I am going to share the things that I did and the mindsets that I adopted myself to become the person that I am today. And trust me, whatever I did, it really helped me a lot. And so whatever I'm sharing with you is a first-hand experience of the things that I did in my life, and those changes worked for me. So if they worked for me, I'm pretty sure that these tips are going to work for you as well. So let's get right into it. The first change that you need to bring within you is a change of mindset, because no matter what you do, if you don't have the mindset for it, you are not going to do it for a very long time. So the one change that I adopted in my mindset is what I would like to call the death mindset. And this may sound really negative and very counterintuitive, but trust me, it really increases my productivity. So when I say the death mindset, I don't really mean that I'm thinking about death or how I'm going to die or when I'm going to die. Nothing of that sort. What I am thinking about really is that we are mortals. We already know about that. There is nothing of surprise there. So we have a finite amount of time with us. And once that finite amount of time for us ends, we have an infinite amount of time to not exist and to rest, in a sense. So the death mindset for me is I will rest when I die. And I know this sounds kind of stupid, but it really helps me get out of that procrastination mindset, especially when I have to do a lot of things in a day and I just don't feel up for doing all of that. That is when I think that, okay, I will rest when my time ends, but right now it's my time to live. Right now it's my time to work. Right now it's my time to get things done. And so I should use that time right now to do the work that I'm supposed to do. And once my time has ended on this planet, I can chill, I can just keep resting, keep chilling. There's an infinite amount of time for me after that. And so why wouldn't I work now? That is what I keep telling myself whenever I'm in that mode of procrastination. And I know that this death mindset sounds very harsh, but trust me, sometimes I need that harshness. You cannot always function in an environment which is always comfortable, which is always soft, which is always good to you. Sometimes you need an environment which pushes you to your limit sometimes to get the work done out of you. And so I try for my mind to create that environment that there is ample of time for me to rest, and that is after I die. But right now, while I'm alive, it's my time to live. And a huge part of living my life is also getting a lot of work done, getting a lot of things done for myself. A very similar mindset that you can adopt, which is very close to the death mindset, is if not now, then when? If you're not working and if you're not getting stuff done in your prime, how are you supposed to work and get stuff done when you are old? So yeah, if you don't want to be too harsh on yourself by adopting the death mindset, I would say adopt a strategy of if not now, then when are you going to get the job done? Because you have to get the job done anyway. If not now, then maybe sometime in the future. It's better to do the hard stuff right now so that you can enjoy a smoother life when you are older. Now that we have talked about the mindset changes, let's also talk about some of the changes that you need to make in your actions to avoid procrastination and be more productive. So the first change that you need to make is very obvious, and that change is setting a routine. When I was in my early 20s, I had no routine of any sort, very carefree, very free flowing. But that strategy only works for a specific lifestyle and for a specific amount of time. After a while, it doesn't really work, especially as you grow older and once you start having more responsibilities. The free flowing lifestyle doesn't really fit into what time demands of you now. So that is why it's very important to have a routine. From my early 20s, now I have become this person who really thrives on a routine. I have a set routine for each day of the week now. So setting up a routine is very important, and not only setting it up, but following it each and every day is also equally important. Well, following a routine comes with practice. After a while, you get better at following your own routine after a certain amount of time in practice. But taking that initial step of setting up the routine and start following it, that's the hard part. That is the hurdle that you need to cross. And once you cross that hurdle, it becomes easier to follow the routine with time. Speaking of routines, once you initially set up a routine, don't be too hard on yourself, is what I would suggest. Always incorporate rest times in your routine. Always incorporate entertainment times in your routine so that they are easier for you to follow. If you set up too hard of a routine initially, it would be a big shift for you and you wouldn't be able to follow it in the long run. And so I would suggest that make sure to incorporate rest times, make sure to incorporate entertainment in your routine so that that routine doesn't start feeling like a punishment. Now, coming on to the second change that you need to bring in your life and in your actions, and that would be starting small. Whatever it is that you want to get done in your life, let's say you want to learn a new skill, or let's say you want to get better at your job, or let's say you want to study for X amount of hours in a day. I would suggest to start small. Start with maybe 15 minutes a day of whatever it is that you wish to do, and keep doing that thing for 15 minutes every day for the rest of the month, or maybe the rest of 2 months. After 2 months, increase the work time to maybe, let's say, 20 minutes so that the shift doesn't feel huge. That is what starting small means. Starting small means that you set small goals for yourself which are very easy to follow, and then gradually work your way up to the intensity of your goal. Emphasis on gradually working your way up. So, for example, if you're setting a study time for yourself of 15 minutes a day, once you increase that, make sure you increase it only to 5 minutes or 10 minutes, no more than that. Taking small baby steps is a lot more effective than taking one huge step. That is what I have learned throughout my life, that you need to take small baby steps, one step at a time. It's a lot easier to walk on a gradual incline for 1 hour rather than walking on a very steep incline for 15 minutes. So start small and increase the intensity of your work gradually. The third thing that you need to do in order to be productive and avoid procrastination is keep rewarding yourself from time to time. Once you are setting small goals for yourself and following through those goals, you need to make sure that you are also rewarding yourself for the goals that you have achieved, let's say in that week or in that month. So always make sure to reward yourself so that you don't feel burnt out in the long run. Always make sure to treat yourself, pamper yourself, give yourself ample amount of rest so that you can feel recharged to keep following your routine for the rest of your week or for the rest of your month or for the rest of your life for that matter. Now, as far as procrastination is concerned, you need to understand one thing about procrastination and why it happens. I have realized that procrastination usually happens in us because we don't feel energetic enough in the first place to do stuff. I always used to ask myself this question, that why am I procrastinating in the first place? And the answer that I used to get from myself is that I just don't feel mentally energetic, or I don't feel physically energetic. I just don't have the energy in me to deal with this right now. That is the answer that I used to get about my procrastination. And so I want to dive in a little bit deeper into these energy levels of the body. So as you all know that in our body, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and that is so because mitochondria produces this energy currency in our body which is known as the ATP, or the adenosine triphosphate. So this adenosine triphosphate is that energy currency which is responsible for providing us energy throughout the day, both physical and mental. Actually, our brain uses the most amount of ATP throughout the day. So our brain is using the ATP, our body is using the ATP to get the energy that it needs to function. One thing you need to realize about ATP, or your energy currency, is that it is an on-demand currency. You cannot store ATP in your body. Why do I tell you this? I tell you this because if you think that resting right now will give you energy to perform an action in the future, that is not entirely true. Resting does help us recover from the work that we have done previously, but resting doesn't store energy in any way. The ATP that I talked about, it cannot be stored. It is an on-demand energy. So if you demand ATP from your body and your mind, your body will start making it. So one thing that you need to realize about energy is that it is an on-demand thing. If you do not demand it, your body and your mind will not at all produce it. Having said that, I am in no way trying to tell you that you don't need to rest at all. Yes, our body does need rest because it has to recover from the tasks that it has done throughout the day. And so rest is needed, but only resting is not going to get you anywhere. And so the next time you are feeling not up for the task that you are supposed to do, try to get into that state of demanding that energy from your mind and body. Try to manifest that energy for yourself from within your body and your mind, because your mind and body is perfectly capable of doing that for you. So yeah, to summarize this video, when it comes to being more productive and avoiding procrastination, you need to make some changes in your mindset, and you need to make some changes in your life and in your actions. So the mindset changes that you can adopt is either the death mindset, wherein you tell yourself that you have ample of time to rest after you die. Right now is your time to live, and a huge part of living is getting your tasks done. So that is one mindset. An alternative to this mindset is the if not now, then when mindset, because you have to get that work done anyway, and you'd rather do it now when you have more energy and while you're young, rather than do it when you get older and when you have lower levels of energy. When it comes to the changes you need to make in your actions or in your life, the first thing would be setting up a routine and following that routine consistently. The second thing would be starting small and not setting huge goals for yourself that you cannot follow through in the long run. And the third thing would be rewarding yourself from time to time so that you don't feel burnt out. So yeah, these are some of the things that I have done in my life to become the person that I am today. And these things helped me a lot to go from an easygoing person to a person who works hard. And so yeah, that is it for this video. I hope that I was able to answer your question. I'm sorry, I don't really know your name, but thank you so much for asking me this beautiful question. I know you have some other questions as well, which I will answer in some other videos, but I hope that this video helped you in some way. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you watched till here, I am so grateful for you for giving my videos your time and also giving me suggestions for next videos and giving me your support. It means so much to me. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Till then, take care.